Good morning, everyone. I'm Rich Metropolis, the principal of Wakefield Memorial High School. Before we begin our ceremony today, I'd like us all to hold a brief moment of silence for two recent alumni from the class of 2016 who were involved in a tragic accident yesterday. We are a very close community, and this has been a sad time for all of us. Please keep Danielle Benedetto, who passed away, and Logan Tyler Dunn, who is hospitalized, and their families in your thoughts. Thank you. We will now begin our ceremony. I'd like to introduce our Master of Ceremonies for today, Class of 2017 Treasurer, Mr. Jack Spicer.
Good morning, families, friends, faculty, and students, and welcome to the Wakefield Memorial High School graduation ceremony of the class of 2017. I am Jack Spicer, the Senior Class Treasurer, along with today's Master of Ceremonies for this special event. For the past 4 years, I've had the absolute privilege of serving as a class officer for the impressive group of people sitting in front of me. As both a student and a class officer, I take so much pride in being a member of this grade. Each member of the class of 2017 possesses an individual trait that adds to the whole of our class, and ultimately makes us the exceptional group that it truly is. As we move on today, we must remember that we are all part of class of 2017, and that the class of 2017 is all part of us too. At this time, I would like to start off the ceremony by introducing someone who begins our mornings every day with her words of wisdom. For one last time, I present to you Student Council President Bridget Scanlon to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by the National Anthem performed by the WMHS Chamber Singers.
Will you all please stand to salute the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming?
Whose broad stripes and bright stars
through the perilous fight were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Class president is a leadership role that only some are capable of possessing. It takes courage to try new ideas, confidence to make important decisions, and commitment to work for the entire population of students. This year's senior class president exemplifies all of these traits, along with an inspirational energy towards helping our classmates. Her desire to benefit our entire class through using creative and likable projects is admirable and one of a kind. I am pleased to introduce the class of 2017's Senior Class President, Teresa Fallon.
Good morning, administration, staff, family, friends, and most importantly, the class of 2017. I would like to begin by thanking Dr. Smith, Mr. Metropolis, and the rest of the administrative team, along with the teachers and staff here today. We would not be where we are right now if it wasn't for your support and unfailing help. We truly appreciate all that you do for us. To our families and friends, thank you for your undivided support through our high school years. Thank you to everyone gathered here today for joining us in this momentous celebration of our accomplishments. Now, to the class of 2017. Just look at all of you. This might just be the best Red Sea I've ever seen. And I can't think of a better way to finish high school. We have come so far together, and I know I speak for many when I say how proud I am to be graduating with all of you. We have done so much, both individually and collectively, and every one of us has been able to leave our mark at this school. We have stayed together through successes and failures to make it to this symbolic milestone in our lives. Even though it can be difficult to accept our failures, we have to admit that they have shaped us just as much as our successes have. Maybe you got a poor grade on a test, or you said something to a friend you wish you hadn't. Maybe you didn't perform in a game or competition the way you would have wished. Everyone has had these moments, however, they do not cover up all of our success. So many of you are part of league championship winning teams. Some of you are members of award-winning bands. Some of you are in community service groups who are making a difference in our town. Not only do we have these successes together as a class, we also have individual success that we can celebrate together. We have Evan, Matt, Anthony, and Ben winning the Salem 5-Minute Documentary Film Festival Award. We have the girls' indoor track team winning the first league championship in their history. We have Jackson and Brianna attending Ivy League schools. We have Maeve as the president of the Best Buddies program, which has tripled in size under her leadership. We have Emily and Sam earning a spot in the All-State Chorus. We have Cal winning the Frank Kelly Award for cross country. We have Laura being the first art student to complete 2 full years of AP Art. We have Calvin, who overcame major setbacks in surgery to go on to play for the varsity basketball team again. We have Will, who organized intramural soccer and basketball teams for the kids in our grade. And even me, I learned how to ski this year thanks to the Ski and Snowboard Club and Mr. Brennan. I could go on, but I think you understand what I'm trying to say. We have accomplished so much, and we're only 18. These past 4 years, we have laid our foundations, and now we are ready for our futures. Standing up here before all of you, I have a unique perspective, and I would like to share that with you. What I see is all the potential we have built up during our time at Wakefield Memorial High School. We have the ability to do great things thanks to who we have become these past 4 years. We have potential to be kind, curious, intuitive, generous, talented, and so much more. We can't stay here forever, but we can take some things with us. We can take what we have learned from our successes and failures. Our experiences do not leave us when we leave this school for the last time together today. Our time here has made us who we are, and now it's our time to show that to the world. Thank you to all, and congratulations to the class of 2017. I'm genuinely proud of all that we have achieved.
We are honored to have School Committee Chairman, Mr. Rob Tiro, with us today on this special occasion. Mr. Tiro's passion and commitment to the Wakefield public school system does not go unnoticed, and we are very grateful for the hard work he has put in with the school committee over the years. Please give a warm welcome to Mr. Rob Tiro.
Good morning. and thank you for that lovely introduction. Family, friends, faculty, administration, guests, and the graduates of the Wakefield Memorial High School class of 2017, welcome. I'd like to begin my very brief remarks this morning by acknowledging the other school committee members here today. To my right are Ms. Ann Fortier, Mr. Greg Liakos, and Ms. Kate Morgan. And I'd like to offer on their behalf and on behalf of the entire Wakefield School Committee our most sincere and heartfelt congratulations on what is a truly tremendous accomplishment that makes all of us very proud. So, class of 2017, in about an hour you'll have graduated, you'll have earned your high school diploma. And I think I know a question that's on a lot of your minds. What comes next? And I don't mean what college or where you're working or what you're doing after the ceremony's over. I mean what's next for you as a person. And the answer to that question, despite telling myself I would avoid cliches this morning, there's one that I just cannot avoid. And that's in order to know where you're going, in order to know what's next, you need to know where you've been. So, class of 2017, where have you been? Well, you've been working hard. And these diplomas here today are a testament to just that. They're a testament to the hard work and the dedication that got you here today. This diploma represents your ability to not just study, but to learn. It represents your ability to challenge yourself, to grow as a student, an athlete, a musician, an artist, a singer, a songwriter, ultimately as a person. And it represents an insatiable drive to continue on a path towards excellence and success. And because of these things, because of where you've been, you've earned your seats here today. But when I hand you your diploma later today, and when I shake your hand, where you've been won't be what I'll be thinking about. Because today, what is especially exciting to me is not what your diploma says about where you've been, but what it says about what comes next. So what does come next for you? There's the same question. Well, as someone who's only 6 years removed from my own high school graduation, I'm not going to pretend I have the answer for you. But I will submit to you that the true value of these diplomas and the answer to that tough question, what comes next, well, it lies in how you apply your diploma. So in that vein, I'm going to make a request of each of you this morning, if I may. I'd ask that you give part of your time, your treasure, and your talent, and I'd ask that you apply what you learned in the Wakefield Public Schools, and I'd ask that you apply the same work ethic and drive that earned you these diplomas. Well, I'm going to ask you to apply that in the service of others. Now, service comes in many, many forms, and I encourage each of you to find a way or to continue serving in a way that is most meaningful to you and most closely aligned with your passions. Align those passions with action, and you will never doubt that you are on the path to answering that question, what comes next? You've earned your seats here today because of where you've been and what you've done. You've earned these diplomas. Answering that tricky question, what's next? Well, that's going to lie in how you apply your diploma. Wakefield Memorial High School class of 2017, I am extremely confident that each of you will apply it very well. Thank you, congratulations to each of you, and may God continue to bless you as He helps you find what's next.
Dr. Smith has been nothing short of exemplary since she has become the superintendent. In her venture as a member of the Wakefield Public Schools, she has served as a music teacher, band director, assistant principal, and principal at WMHS, as well as the assistant superintendent of schools. Since her appointment as superintendent, we have seen her speaking at town meetings in honor of the public school system, conversing with faculty and students to gain a better understanding of an issue, or simply walking through the halls of Wakefield High to ensure that it really is a student-centered community. Dr. Smith demonstrates unending dedication to the students of Wakefield in so many ways. She truly loves what she does, and it is easy to tell with her constant enthusiasm. Please help me welcome to the podium Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Smith.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you. Good morning and welcome. It has been a pleasure to watch the class of 2017 on your journey through high school and to celebrate with you today. Congratulations to you and your families on this significant accomplishment. I've been particularly captivated this year by the high school track teams. A number of today's graduates were the senior leaders of these teams. Beginning in the summer months, I would glance out the window of my office and see our cross-country athletes running through the senior parking lot, looping the school, in partners or in small packs, intensely focused in pursuit of some goal. Their level of commitment was quite visible and striking. Through hot, humid days in September and then damp, chilly days later in the fall, they continued to run with vigor and pride. When the weather became particularly stormy, they continued their mission indoors, traversing the corridors of the school, the sound of their feet pounding the floor as if to say, no wind-driven rain is sufficient to stop us from getting stronger. And I almost was run over a few times. I would keep up, though, with the Warrior News each week through the fall, winter, and spring track seasons, learning of new records and championships. And I would smile with pride, not for our students winning records, but for their unmitigated commitment, loyalty, and perseverance to their sport, school, and one another. These are the qualities I wish to reflect upon briefly this morning as you contemplate your future: commitment, loyalty, and perseverance. I wouldn't say that these qualities rarely exist today, but they are certainly harder to find than ever before. People move around more with increasing opportunities to do so. When something isn't quite working out, people move on. If something doesn't turn out quite as they hoped, people seek something better. Less often, people seem willing to stay the course, to make something work, persevere to improve what they have, or commit for the long haul, guided by a strong sense of loyalty. I guess that I've never believed in the grass is greener approach to life. I've always held tight to the idea that we actually can make our dreams come true, rather than chase elusive dreams, hoping to find them somewhere else, waiting for us. It is an empowering moment to take stock of what you already have right before you and within you, see its inherent worth, and make the decision to persevere. It's a joyful moment when you realize that it was actually the journey itself, the effort, and the bond you created with others that was what made that journey worthwhile. It is in the pursuit of our dreams that we find love and fulfillment, which is why commitment, loyalty, and perseverance are such valuable qualities to make your own. This graduation day is one of those precious times in life when you get to take stock of what you already have right before you and within you, surrounded by your family, friends, teachers, and the community of Wakefield. As you move on from this day to college, future careers, or service in the military, you will navigate many long, sometimes bumpy roads, requiring the strength within you to persevere. You will need to work through life's challenges and contemplate what love, hard work, and commitment might do to help you get there. You might even think about your high school track team, toughing it out, eyes on the prize, staying true to their goal and to one another. And the one thing you can absolutely count on is that all of the friends, teachers, and family who surround you today will always be on the sides of that road, supporting you and cheering you on until you cross the finish line. Congratulations, class of 2017. We wish you all good things in the future. We are so very proud of you. Thank you.
For the past few years, Mr. Metropolis has maintained and improved the spirit and energy at the Wakefield Memorial High School that has made each one of us smile for so long. Mr. Metropolis consistently exemplifies a passion to understand each and every issue at the school and fix it. He shows an interest to satisfy the needs of all Wakefield students on a daily basis, and he is always trying to better the school community by planning a bright future. It is now my pleasure to introduce the principal of Wakefield Memorial High School, Mr. Metropolis.
Thank you, Jack. Good morning, class of 2017. Members of the Wakefield School Committee, Dr. Smith and Mr. Lyons, faculty and staff, and of course, friends and family of our graduates. I received some very valuable advice early on in my speech-giving career as a principal from a dear friend and a mentor. The first part of the advice was, Rich, remember at graduation, people really want to hear our students' speeches, and they're really excited about the diplomas. Translation, be brief. Quality advice. And it has helped me guide my speech writing here today, so don't worry about me droning on. The other part of the advice was, try to start writing your speech right around April vacation. This is something I've had a much harder time coming around on. Now, some of you might call waiting to write your speech procrastinating. But I like to refer to my process as waiting for inspiration. I'm not trying to whine, but it isn't easy to find something to speak on that is pertinent, helpful, and that doesn't also feel canned or recycled from so many other speeches we have heard over and over. So for the past couple of weeks, I've been going about my process of waiting for something to spark my attention to design my speech around, something inspiring. But because the class of 2017, and our whole school really, have had so many accomplishments this year, it was overwhelming to choose one thing to focus on. I continued to look around. I made my way around the building regularly, and in that process, I came to realize that one doesn't learn or grow all that much waiting around. I observed classes in all of our disciplines and found that our students were learning because they were engaged. They weren't just learning stuff, but they were also learning how to do things, and they were smiling as they were doing so. Then it all made sense. I had found my inspiration. My advice for you all today: engage in your life and engage in learning. Try things that pique your interest, even if only a little. Go fishing or snorkeling. Take a knitting class. Share your thoughts and ideas with family and friends. Go for a run or a hike in nature. Travel. Go listen to or play live music or view performances. Read. Not only will you learn how to do new things, but you'll learn so much about yourself, your likes, your dislikes, your wants, and even sometimes your needs. When you get to be my age, life can feel very systematic. Family, work, sleep. Family, work, sleep. Wash, rinse, repeat. However, if you make it a habit of learning by engaging in activities and new things, you'll be inspired to learn every day about yourself and the world. Not just waiting for inspiration to find you. As a result, you will live a happy and fulfilled life. Class of 2017, thank you for inspiring our school community with your actions and good deeds these past 4 years. I know you'll make us proud as you learn and grow beyond the Wakefield Memorial High School. Congratulations and best wishes to you all. Thank you.
The Performing Arts program at Wakefield High has impressed people with their extraordinary skills and experience since the beginning of its time here at Wakefield. I think I speak for every member of the class when I say that the talent in this school soars far beyond the walls of this field house. I am proud to present the extremely talented students of the Wakefield Memorial High School Chamber Singers under the direction of Miss Anna Morell, performing the song Seize the Day from Newsies.
Seize the day. Don't be afraid and don't delay. Nothing can break us, no one can make us give our rights away.
Each year, the class essayist is nominated and selected by the faculty of Wakefield High School to give the keynote address to their classmates on graduation day. This year's essayist is an extremely talented and well-rounded individual. He is creative, original, and always thinking outside of the box. And he also strives in athletic excellence, ranging from golf to baseball to swimming. And he's a student council member. So I'm pleased to present the class of 2017's class essayist, Tim Hurley.
Good morning, friends, family, faculty, and soon-to-be graduates of the class of 2017. Throughout the past 4 years, I've given my fair share of speeches and presentations in and outside of the classroom, and I too, like Mr. Metropolis, have received this very piece of advice. Not every speech you give will be good, but it can always be brief. So with that, I'll get it going. When Mr. Metropolis and Mr. Brennan told me I was to give a speech at graduation, I thought to myself, great, more homework. But now, standing in front of you all here today, it is a great honor to be able to speak. I'm not here to lecture you about how to live your lives and fulfill your dreams like I know all the answers in this life. God knows I'm far from perfect myself. Rather, I want to reflect on the simple things that all of us have the capability of doing to get most out of what lies ahead. Regardless of intelligence or grades, every single one of us has the capability of exercising curiosity. It is a character trait that goes a long way out in the real world. To begin with, a curious person accepts that there are answers that they do not yet know the answers to. But a curious person is passionate about exploring and trying new things. All of us have this within ourselves. Only we can open the doors to take us where we want to go. Ask the hard questions, ask the funny questions, ask the stupid questions. Who knows? Sometimes a stupid question can bring out a deeper meaning. We've all been there when you're sitting next to the window in class, counting how many red cars drive by Farm Street as you're actively tuning out whatever lecture is going on at the front of the class. Then, when you're called on to give your input to the conversation, you answer their question with a question of your own to hide the fact that you weren't paying attention, only to hear them respond with, "That's a good point," or "When you put it like that." If you do it right, you might even be able to mask ignorance with curiosity. So, when in doubt, ask questions, and look to exercise curiosity. Another thing that we can do is change how we look at this life. We stand here today surrounded by blessings, family, and friends gathered in a great school in a caring community to celebrate our accomplishments. All of us have the ability to appreciate the things that we have and pay forward our good fortune. We should not think of the spoils and privileges we have as rights, but rather we can think of these things as loans. In some way or another, we can do our part to pay back the loans that we've received. For all of those times a friend has been there to console us or to simply lend an ear for us to vent to, we are in turn indebted to do the same for somebody else. I believe that everything in this life has a consequence to it. Now, I'm not superstitious, but I am a little stitious. All jokes aside, I'm a big believer in karma. I believe that good things happen to good people and that we can do our best to repay our debts by working in service to those around us. To be a caring and loyal friend and to offer your hand in service to others is to truly balance the loans. Trust me, for many of us, these will be the easiest loans to repay after the next 4 years come and go. Today's celebration is bittersweet. We've reached the end of the dash in between the 2013 and 2017 that Mr. O'Leary taught us about at freshman orientation. However, we are all getting ready to start a new journey and fill in a new dash. Since today is the last time that all of us will be in the same place at the same time, I would be remiss if I did not take time now to thank you all for sharing this experience with me and for creating memories to last a lifetime. Friendship is a priceless gift, and none of us would be here today without it. So with that, I've said what I wanted to say, and to quote one of my favorite teachers, Mr. O'Brien, after a long, insightful lecture, but what would I know? I have no idea what I'm talking about anyways. Thank you, and congratulations, class of 2017.
It is traditional to hear speeches from the highest academic achieving students in the class on graduation day. The class salutatorian is the student with the second highest grade point average in the class. This year's salutatorian is nothing short of a genius. He's both talented and extremely hardworking. His ability to balance academics with heavy extracurricular involvement in theater, marching band, the gardening club, class vice president, and he will soon be attending Harvard. You name it, he's involved with it. Even more impressive is his willingness and pleasure to assist other classmates with a helping hand, both in school and out of school. I'm honored to introduce this year's class salutatorian, Jackson Keough.
Hi, everyone. Before I start, I just want to say a few thank yous to the teachers and the administrative team who just care so much about all the students at this school. Thank you to my family and to my friends and all the members of the class of 2017. So as we celebrate our graduation today, I'd like to reflect on one of Wakefield High's core values, the acceptance of individual differences. I don't think it's a secret that for many students, a huge element of high school is fitting in. After all, it feels nice to fit in. To have a group of friends or to be part of a team, being included feels comfortable and safe. I don't think this mindset, the desire to fit in, is entirely without merit. In many cases, it drives the formation of friendships with those who share a common interest. Doing what you love with people who are just as passionate is fun and exciting. But what about when we feel like we don't fit in? Unfortunately, I also don't think it's a big secret that many of us have felt like this throughout our 4 high school years. Some of us might have felt it every day. To be in a situation where you're thinking, I don't belong, is the opposite of feeling comfortable. I think there are 2 scenarios that can cause someone to feel this kind of way. The first happens when the people you're around are clearly sending signals that you don't fit in. Our core value that promotes the acceptance of individual differences is most commonly thought of as applying to this kind of situation. Instead of excluding those who are different from us or pointing out their differences, we should accept them for who they are. But there is another scenario that can cause us to feel isolated or alone when we perceive our own individual differences as reasons to not fit in. More often than not, we project our own insecurities, and the result is that what we feel is not an accurate representation of what's actually happening. If we're to truly live out this core value, we must understand that it has a double meaning. Accepting others' differences is one part of it. Accepting our own differences is the other. I realized this earlier in the year when I saw a post from the wonderful Julia McDonough, who will occasionally share an uplifting pep talk on her Snapchat story. Thank you, Julia. Her message was this: love yourself. Love yourself for who you are, because you are amazing. Be you and be proud. Nobody had ever really told me to love myself before. I knew there were people who loved me, my parents, relatives, siblings, and friends. But did I love me? I realized I had been carrying the weight and unhappiness that comes with trying to live by the expectations of others, the people who I wanted to see me in a certain way. Julia helped me understand that at the end of the day, none of those people matter, because at the end of the day, you are all you have. Our freshman year, everyone wrote a letter to their senior self, which were all returned to us on our last day of school. A part of me wishes that I could write a letter to my freshman self and give him the advice I learned from Julia. That me from 4 years ago was concerned with fitting in, but I've come to realize it's the blend of different personalities, talents, and styles that makes our class so amazing. And I was a part of that, just like all of the other students in the class of 2017. So today, as we celebrate our graduation, and tomorrow as we move on to the next chapter in our lives, I urge you all to celebrate our individual differences as well. Celebrate all of the people around you, but also take pride in being an original, because you are great and you bring something to the table that nobody else can. Thank you and congratulations.
Over these past 4 years, I've seen the students in front of me putting in endless hours to achieve their highest form of academic success. We all know how difficult this can be, especially when there are so many other activities to balance with academics. The class valedictorian is a student with the highest cumulative grade point average in the class. This year's valedictorian matches her diligent study habits with her natural interest in academic themes of her schedule. Also, next year, she will be attending the prestigious University of Pennsylvania. Not only is she intelligent, but also an NHS officer, a talented dancer, and always the first one to volunteer to help. I'm so pleased to present the class of 2017's valedictorian, Brianna Chinevich.
Good morning. I would like to start off by thanking everyone who has helped us get to this day. To my mom, dad, Anthony, and Josh, thank you for always believing in me. To my friends, thank you for the unforgettable memories we've made. Thank you to Dr. Smith, Mr. Metropolis, and the rest of administration, faculty, and staff for holding things together behind the scenes. And to all of our teachers for helping us amidst severe senioritis. And finally, to the entire class of 2017, congratulations, we made it. I'd be lying to you if I said I hadn't contemplated ways to get out of making this speech, given my lack of public speaking skills. I guess I probably shouldn't have dropped out of public speaking class 2 days into my freshman year. Anyways, I think my biggest challenge with writing this speech was trying to come up with advice to give to a room full of parents, teachers, and my peers, as if a few too many hours of studying could have given me some sort of invaluable wisdom. So instead of trying to give you advice that I'm sure you've already heard, I've decided to take this time to reflect on the years that we've shared together. Our time in high school has felt both long and short. The times felt very long during the last month before summer vacation, the week before winter break, or even the long block before lunch. However, when I look back on my high school career as a whole, it seems to have flown by. Even now, on our graduation day, it still feels surreal that these 4 years have come to an end. I've asked myself this question countless times, and maybe you have too. How did we get here? How did we become the people that are sitting in this gym today? We walked into this building as 14-year-olds, rocking our Uggs and blasting Macklemore's thrift shop, not really knowing who we were or what to expect. I certainly am not the same person that I was when I was a freshman. Thank God. And I really never expected to be standing here today. But somewhere over the course of high school, we changed. Sometimes I try to trace my own transformation back to one moment in my life. But to be honest, we're not defined by one moment or one achievement. We are built up from all of the small things that have happened in our lives, the significant days as well as the days we've forgotten about. Everything that has happened to us up until now has played some role in shaping us. Yes, that means all of those tough times or embarrassing moments actually did happen for a reason, even that time you failed the big test or struggled to find your true friends. It seems counterproductive to regret any of these things, since it has brought us to this point in our lives. The Wakefield Memorial High School community as a whole has had a huge impact in my life, and I'm sure it's had a similar impact in all of yours as well. Being able to grow up in a community that has always supported our individuality has been an absolute privilege. I can't help but wonder what we all would have been like if our parents had chosen to live in any town other than Wakefield. What would we have done without experiencing the passion and energy of the Red Sea, or the small joys that Wakefield High has provided for us? Jamming to music on Wednesday mornings with your friends, getting the last spot in senior lot, participating in elaborate spirit weeks, the feeling of pride when our senior show actually came together, and so many other things that made our time here great. Of course, the most important factor in our lives is the people that we share it with. Those who are there throughout all of the happiness and hardship in your life can make all of the difference. I am honored to have spent these past 4 years with this talented, genuine, and hardworking group of people. Class of 2017, thank you for helping me become who I am today. I wish you all the best, no matter where life takes you.
Over the past 4 years, each and every one of you has been through so much. You have shown strength and resilience in the face of adversity. Now, we are finally sitting here preparing to move on. So, I would gladly like to reintroduce the WMHS Chamber Singers to perform the inspirational song, Stronger, from Finding Neverland. It is tradition at Wakefield High School for the graduating class to pass on their leadership title to the junior class with a symbolic key. This key represents the great privilege that it is to work for the betterment of Wakefield Memorial High School. It is my pleasure to now present Vice President Jackson Keough, who will pass the key on to Junior Class President Kaya Carioli, who will accept the token on behalf of the junior class.
Hello again. So before I pass down this key to next year's class president, Kaya, I want to address a frequently asked question. Our class marshal, Adam, put it well the other day when we were in the office trying on our robes. He asked me, "What is the key for?" Well, I'm sure you are all wondering the same thing. Like, where can I get into now that I have this key? Is it a magic key? Is there a secret door somewhere? The pool on the 4th floor, maybe? Unfortunately, this key won't unlock any physical doors in the school, so I told Adam that the closest he could get to unlocking a door with this key would be using it to break in somewhere, but it's not actually metal, so that probably wouldn't work. Also, you know, breaking and entering is illegal. In all seriousness, this key is a symbol. The good thing about symbols is that they're open-ended. This key represents something, but interpreting what that something is depends entirely on the unique memories and experiences of the individual observer. Now I'm going to tell you about what this key represents to me and why. I've been playing piano for a long time. At the moment, I'm focusing on jazz, and I do a lot of improvising with my piano teacher. Sometimes he'll tell me to imagine being in a long hallway and choosing a door to open. Maybe behind that door, there will be a room with some more doors, or windows, or maybe it's another hallway. In this visualization, there are no dead ends, and that's how my teacher wants me to look at soloing. At the root of every musical phrase is an idea, and those ideas are like doors. They will always lead you to something new. But a great piano lesson also comes with some great advice. The advice my teacher gave me is to look at life through this perspective, as a series of doors. The things we do every day, the people we meet and grow close with, the places we go, they're all doorways that lead to some new experience. This key, to me, represents how being a student at Wakefield Memorial High School has given me access to the people I've met, the experiences I've had, and the community that exists here, all of which have opened doors for me. For everyone who's not a senior, as I pass this key down to Kaya, I want you to think about what you want out of your remaining time here, because it will fly by. Please make the most of it and make memories. Don't overlook the doors that are unlocked to you as a student of this school. To all the seniors graduating today, as well as the parents, relatives, friends, and others in the audience, I urge you to try and take my piano teacher's advice too. There will always be a door for you to open. Thank you once again. Kaya?
Thank you, Jackson. Good morning, graduating seniors, staff, family, and friends. On behalf of the class of 2018, I want to thank Jackson, Teresa, the 2017 class officers, and the senior class for passing down this symbolic key. I also want to thank you for being able to do so in good conscience for all that this key symbolizes you have achieved and more. This key represents leadership, and you consistently assumed the responsibility to lead your classmates, teammates, and colleagues alike. This key stands for community, and friendship was one of the keys to your success. This key embodies dedication, and your high school careers have been illustrated by nothing less than the utmost passion. We have been so fortunate to have you as upstanding role models emulating all of these values, and the manner in which you did so was both inspiring and motivating. Not only have we been able to look up to you seniors, but the lasting friendships we have made will make it very hard to say goodbye. That being said, you are leaving big shoes to fill, a challenge which the class of 2018 will rise to. On behalf of the incoming senior class, I want to thank you for setting the standards high, and in our own final year at WHS, we will strive to follow in your footsteps in achieving and exceeding these high standards. Congratulations and best of luck in filling in the next dash in your lives.
The class banner is the creative symbol of the graduating class that represents the journey that the students have built here throughout their 4 years at Wakefield High School. Hanging to my right is every class banner since the year that we were in first grade. Today, we will add our own banner, leaving our own mark on the wall of banners with the journey that we have created over the years. It is my pleasure to introduce the class of 2017 secretary, Mike Levin, to introduce the banner, accompanied by our very own banner artist, Alyssa Kirk. Their presentation will be accompanied by the Wakefield Memorial High School Concert Band under the direction of Mr. Thomas Bankert.
It is now my distinct honor to present our class banner, designed and created by talented graduating senior Alyssa Kirk. The banner features our class quote, as voted on by the students, from distinguished Japanese author Ryunosuke Satoru. I really hope I'm pronouncing that right. It reads, "Individually we are one drop, but together we are an ocean." This inspirational and powerful quotation speaks to the overwhelming sense of community here at Wakefield Memorial High School. When we walked through the doors here as tiny freshmen 4 years ago, we were immediately welcomed into a community of students, athletes, musicians, and artists from different backgrounds and upbringings. In the 4 years since then, we have become closer than anyone thought was possible. From cheering on our favorite sports teams through incredible postseason runs to having a tailgate before school dressed in tropical clothes, this class bonded into something more than just a group of kids who happened to be born in the same year. On the banner, the words Class of 2017 appear at the back of a girl looking out into the ocean. I take this to represent how the class of 2017 has her back as she explores the sea of new opportunities after she graduates. I can say with complete confidence that each and every student sitting in this field house today will give their undying support to the person sitting next to them, regardless of friend group, extracurricular affiliation, or class level. This class is more than a community. We are a family, a powerful ocean ready to conquer any obstacle that we may encounter as we embark on the journey that is our future. Another subtle yet meaningful detail incorporated into the banner is the name of each individual student in the class of 2017, lightly scrolling over the image. Every single student is unique and important in their own way, and the accomplishments we are celebrating here today would not be possible without their individual contributions. Every one of us is a small drop in the waves of students who have walked the halls of this school, and when we join together, we have the power to impact the lives of everyone around us. Wherever you all may end up a month, a year, or a decade from now, you will always belong to the class of 2017, and you will always hold a place in the hearts of the classmates you have spent the past 4 years growing up with. As we move on from Wakefield High, we will meet new people and become drops in new oceans. However, class of 2017, if there's one thing you will take away from this day, it is this. At Wakefield Memorial High School, individually, we are all warriors, but together we are, and always will be, the Red Sea.
And now, we will start the presentation of diplomas. At this time, I would like to introduce Wakefield High School's principal, Mr. Metropolis, chairman of the school committee, Mr. Rob Tiro, class president, Teresa Fallon, and class vice president, Jackson Keough, to distribute the diplomas.
How about another round of applause for Mr. Jack Spicer, our MC? All right, this is the easiest part of my day. I get to read one name, and then Teresa's going to take over. Class President, Teresa Kathleen Fallon.
Class of 2017, Salutatorian and Class Vice President, Jackson Paris Keough. Class of 2017, Valedictorian, Brianna Marie Chinevich. Class Treasurer, Jack David Spicer. Class Secretary, Michael Ryan Levin. Student Council President, Bridget Ellen Scanlon. Class Essayist, Timothy Edward Hurley. Class Marshal, Adam Gerard Roberto. Evan Cosmo Abondante. Jacob Justin Allen. Austin Tyler Alaco. Natalie Ann Antonino. Shanawaz Anwar. Evan Basil Arambages. Emily Grace Ataya. Abby Bobby Badgett. Alexa Marie Benedetto. Mark Nicholas Benedetto, Jr. Caroline Rose Bennett. Devin Paul Bergeron. Emily Marie Bertini. Samuele Banquet David. Julia Alice Bossy. Christopher Massey Brown. Layla Joy Bonfilio. Evan Michael Burns. Emma Evangeline Butler. Kyle Richard Cabral. Mary Rose Callahan. Louise Elizabeth Canavan. Zachary Alexander Carrito. Abby Violet Walter Chapman. Mark Lawrence Chiotti. Alexis Isabel Christie. Emily Rose Serpio. Benjamin Thomas Clark. Benjamin Daniel Coccoluto. Austin Goudreau Collard. Caitlin Rose Collins. Ty Dumont Collins. Joseph Roy Cannell. Calvin William Connor. James Robert Connors. Maeve Brenna Conway. Scott Thomas Cooley. Daniela Marie Cora. Alyssa Renee Corso. Dominique Nelly Covolucci. Zachary Thomas Cavell. Samantha Michelle Cross. Peter Joseph Crump. Kelsey Jean Zarnota. John George D'Alessandro. Cameron London Davies. Andrew Peter Delear. Gaetano Donardo Jr. Anthony Paul Denham. Julia Marie DeRocher. Andrew John DiCarlo. Gina Marie Damasio. Daniel Jonathan DeMeglio. Hannah Elizabeth DeTono. Andrew Justin Donnelly. Nathan William Dowdy. Amber Brianna Drinkwater. Kylie Megan Dubé. Jenna Christine Dunton. Griffin Alexander L. John James Evangelista. Ashley Evelyn Farrow. Isabella Rose Ferraro. Hannah Rose Filial. Matthew Thomas Finn. Michaela Jane Foley. Christina Mary Frenny. Michael John Frezza. Joanne Gallardo. Mary Margaret Gerasi. John Ryan Glendye. Kelly Marie Golia. Madison Rose Gouveia. Connor James Gregson. Kyle James Grossi. Michael John Guanci. Julia Rose Hanley. James Matthew Hanron. Jason Nelson Harden Jr. Abigail Alice Harrington. Alexandra Nicole Hatfield. Emily Rose Heil. Soren Joseph Helhosky. Raymond Antonio Vincent Hewitt. Emma Louise Hickey. Joshua Lee Hodge. Marissa Ann Hoffman. Carly Summer Holbrook. William Arthur Holman. Megan Kathleen Horrigan. Paul Angelo Iannuzzi Jr. Isabella Maria Yauk. Olivia Margarita Yauk. Tyler James Joden. Molly Elizabeth Kavanaugh. Alyssa Haley Kirk. Bridget Cameron Conitzer. Olivia Rose Kostopoulos. Hasna Carmel Labiad. Braden George Langlois. Giovanni Peter Lorena. Molly Catherine Leach. Brian Warren Lehman. Patrick John Leary. Allison Kathleen Lee. Madeline Kathleen Rankin Leishman. Brian Christopher Lamazney. Megan Mary Longo. Lou Emma Louise Lowry. Maggie Lewan.
Cassandra Lucci. Abigail Kate MacDonald. Jacqueline Keenan MacDonald. Brett Joseph Maloney. Grace Elizabeth Mirando. Matthew Paul Margarita. Roxana Fania Margolis. Joseph Michael Marinaccio. Laura Anna Martin. Amaya Monique Matthew. Juan Daniel Masonette. Nicholas Thomas McGee. Justin Scott McGonigal. Alexandra Rose McGuire. Alex William McKenna. Sean R. McNull. David Dumont Melanson. Jenna Marie Mello. Taylor Mary Messina. Olivia Mary Michaud. William Henry Miller. James R. Milliken III. Tyler John William Moore. Cole Joseph Model. Elena Marie Meradian. Matthew John Murdoka. Casey Marie Murphy. Catherine Margaret Murphy. John Oliver Murray. Ryan James Murray. Kobe James Nadeau. Brianna Catherine Nardone. Cameron Lee Nelson. Ashley Nicole Newbegin. Brendan James O'Callahan. William Frederick Pars. Tyler Joseph Pomerino. James Patrick Parise. Gianmarco Parinello. Joy Himanshu Patel. Megan Lynn Pescatori. Jack Kennedy Petito. Benjamin Robert Piercy. Jasmine Monet Pina. Kelsey Joan Porter. Nicholas Jeffrey Porter. Shayna Rose Porter. Michael John Powers. Zachary Joseph Price. Stephanie Leahy Pronko. Brianna Elizabeth Rocamato. Michael Ilya Rama. Michael Joseph Razo. Julianne Rose Riley. Alana Jean Rich. Eleni Lewis Rizos. Nicole Tara Roberto. Jacqueline Anna Roach. Alexandra Marie Rollins. Mia Nicole Romano. Blake Marie Ronzio. Ashley Marie Racino. Michael Thomas Ruane. Emily Kathleen Ryan. Samantha Lily Ann Salamoni. Daniel Edwin Saladay. Shayna Rose Saunders. James Ernest Sharapa. Noah Patrick Sellers. Thomas James Sellers. Talia Janice Shapiro. Devin Daniel Shaw. William Thomas Shea. George Simeon. Pardeep Kaur Singh. Devin Mia Smallwood. Brianna Patricia Smith. Jennifer Lynn Smith. Tania Marie Smith. Carmen Alexander Sorrentino. Anthony Gerardo Spagnolo. Jordan Elizabeth Stackhouse. Liana Darina Stafiri. John Buchanan Stanfield. Richard John Stevens. Mackenzie Alyssa Story. Justin Lewis Sullivan. Megan Ann Sullivan. Ryan Francis Sullivan. Daniel Adam Summers. Jillian Grace Surratt. Kalnan Weiss Sylvia. Jennifer Marie Sinan. Melissa Antoinetta Tomorrow. Michael Alexander Tomorrow. Benjamin Ellis Thompson. Alexis Christine Truesdale. Maggie McGee Trider. Cameron Mary Veerman. Samuel Richard Vierman. Tony Marie Villardo. Michael Cameron Williams. Tajera Aaliyah Williams. William Daniel Wilson III. Alejandro Riley Windsor. Christopher John Wixon. Kimberly Adina Wood. Amanda Serafina Zoll.
Class of 2017, please stand. Now, for the moment you've all been waiting for, class of 2017, you have officially graduated from Wakefield High School.